That didn't work. Hold up. Got there? Guys, there's 3 traits that are more important than any others to have. It's patience, integrity, and consistency. Integrity. Basic meaning of that is to do the right thing when no one's looking. So basically means to have a level of discipline where you're doing the right thing, whether you're rewarded for it or not. It displays highly developed levels of trust and security. Basically, the reason this is important is that if you don't have the discipline to do the right thing by those around you and by yourself when no one's looking, if you're not there for yourself in those times, how can you be there for those who need you or your people? Integrity is incredibly important, has an incredible rewarding karmic effect, and people can sense it. People can tell when you do the right thing, because you'll always get caught by someone when you're either doing the right thing or the wrong thing. When no one's looking, someone will always be paying attention, whether you know it about it or not. And if you're doing the right thing all the time, by the people around you and by yourself, when you know that you can get away with things and people catch you doing that, as in catch you doing the right thing, it displays extreme levels of trust, and they'll confide in you things that are important to them. The next thing is patience. Patience is a virtue. It is one of the most important things ever, because we've all heard the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. This is true. And if you apply that saying to yourself, if you're trying to develop yourself in a certain way, if you're trying to reach certain body goals, career goals, family goals, financial goals, creative or artistic goals, if you don't have patience, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to give up. You need to have patience, because things take time. Anything worth, like, diamonds are built under pressure. Anything worth having or worth working towards will take time, because there's a massive payoff toward it. Next off, and the main one that I'm after, and the main one that this video is about, is consistency. If you don't have consistency, you're never going to succeed. And I talk about this quite a bit. But the reason it's so important is because people get so obsessed, especially in the internet culture, with watching the success of other people and comparing themselves to other people. You are not the people around you. You are not the person next to you. You are not your parents. You are not your friends. You are not your family. You are yourself, and you all have completely different backstories as to why you're at a particular point in your life and why they're at theirs. Some people, for example, I'm going to keep going back to the gym, the weightlifting kind of analogy and example here. There are people who have been on high protein diets since the age of 10, playing sport their entire lives, where they have possibly a decade or 2 or 3 on top of you of extremely good nutrition and physical development. If you're joining the gym in your late 20s and you haven't done any exercise, and you've just spent your life on your computer doing desk jobs, not being active, not getting sun, not being like, not getting those chemicals flowing in your body where it's used to having, like, for men, high testosterone activities, you're not going to make the same gains as those people over the same period. They're going to be physically more not better, but I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm saying, just at a higher standard. And same with anything else. Like, everyone goes at their own pace, and if you constantly compare yourself to those around you, yes, it's good to have healthy competition, but if you're putting your own value and your own progress in comparison to other people who aren't you, who have different genetics, who have different schedules, who have different nutrition, who are around different people, who are doing completely different fucking things throughout their entire day, you're not going to have the results that you're after, or the ones that you're looking for. If you compare yourself to who you were yesterday, you're valuing yourself and you're comparing yourself to the exact same person that you are. And when you compare yourself to the same person that you are, you can do things like do a study on what's working for you. You can check your sleep schedule. You can compare your sleep schedule. You can compare your nutrition. You can compare the season that it is even. You can compare how hard you worked. You can compare yourself to yourself, and you can get a very adequate report on whether you're succeeding or not. And this isn't just to do with going to the gym, this is to do with everything, like your creative endeavors, your financial endeavors, your career endeavors, your physical endeavors, your emotional, spiritual, sexual, any endeavors that you're after. If you're comparing yourself to yourself and all you're trying to do is be better than the person you were yesterday, that's how you're going to make the progress. And you're going, and this is the ultimate way to overtake the people around you, because if they don't have the mindset of being better than the person they were yesterday, they won't have the consistency and they won't have the patience that it requires to actually achieve the goal that they're after. Because consistency is the most difficult thing to have, and you're always going to have steps back. You're always going to fall off the horse, you're always going to make mistakes, but mistakes are where growth comes from. Mistakes is where the emotional growth and the intelligence comes from, to not make mistakes again and to circumvent certain setbacks that you're going to come across. So if you're, for example, working out with another person, right, and they're just trying to be better than you, and they're just like pumping it every day, going as hard as they can, they're going to burn themselves out. And a lot of the time, you see this all the time, where people will go really, really hard for a certain amount of time, and then they'll fall off going to the gym, or they'll lose interest, and then they'll come back eventually, and they'll fall off, and they'll come back and they'll fall off. Whereas if you're going, like multiple times a week, like 3-4 times a week, but you're being consistent and you're being disciplined with your nutrition, your routine, your program, your sleep and everything, but you're perhaps not going as crazy hard as them. If you're still consistent throughout the year, you're definitely going to make more of an impact on where you're trying to get to than they would if they're being inconsistent but trying to compare with you in like a strange, bizarre way. And this goes with everything, like in your career. If you're consistent, you're rocking up to work on time every day, you're being focused, you're not, going out and partying every weekend and abusing yourself, and you're taking your shit seriously and you're staying focused and disciplined, you're going to go further than the rest of the people, because you've got the correct fundamentals in place to get to where you're trying to get to. So that's the thing. As I said, patience, integrity, and consistency. Patience, because everything worth working toward and fighting for takes time. Things don't just happen overnight. You have to work toward them. And in order to get to them, you need to have consistency. Consistency is what's going to get you to your goal the quickest, because if you're consistently working on it, you have your discipline, you have your routine, you're going to get there. And integrity is the last most important thing, because there's no point working toward becoming a magnificent person if you don't have integrity to do the right thing by the people around you, most importantly yourself. So put these into play. Always work on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you need to take a break, consider that to be progress. Consider that to even be development and productivity. If you need a break, take a break and do the things that, like, if you're burnt out from the gym or something like that, or burnt out from work or creatively, take time, like put allocated time aside to step back, go for a nature walk, go into nature, focus on your nutrition, eat something really, really good throughout the day, go have some meditation, have like a bath with magnesium and bath salts, and really take care of yourself and make sure that you're doing everything to heal your body to the maximum degree that you possibly can, so you're still being productive even though you're not being productive in the way that you're used to being. That's pretty much it for today. Patience, integrity, and consistency. Those are the three of the most important traits that you can have as a person if you're trying to achieve greatness in your life. All the links to my stuff is in the bio. I hope you've all been well, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.